we go.
Whoa.
Listen, if you want me to tell you everything, you have to drink with me, Louis. What I have to say to you is of the utmost importance.
No.
No, I won't drink.
All right, Louis, then get the hell out of here. You're incapable of opening your eyes, so be it. Get out!
I am not helping her anymore. She can go die for all I care.
Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
What the hell's going on?
You are in deep trouble, my young friend.
And with that, I welcome you back to part 2 of The Council.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
That was quite the picture. Alright, your next reading. I can't tell which of these I've read and which I haven't. I think the yellow ones I've read. So we've got psychology, politics, erudition, manipulation, and logic. I think our manipulation is high enough, not rather like branch out into other skills. And I think politics is useful, so I'm gonna go for that. Lord Mortimer's office, January the 22nd, 1793. The Council, Episode 2,
Last we
Hide and
meet,
Seek.
Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
What do you mean?
What are you getting at? What act of violence?
We found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. She was brutally murdered, stabbed several times. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
Sure I can, because I wasn't drunk.
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why's that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi, so I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
So who does that leave? I mean, it leaves the Duchess. It leaves Johann. Who else is there? It leaves Manuel Godoy. I can't think of anything else at the moment. I mean, it leaves my mother. But that's about it.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
That's good.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
He knows what he's doing. Let me speak to the priest.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Noted.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Forgot about him, sure. He's not gonna be the murderer, that'd be too obvious. Is there anything else here? I could speak to Mortimer again, but I don't think there's much she's gonna give me. Let's talk to his servants. Well,
The
or
nightmare
not.
painted by Fuseli in 1781.
Alright.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm
Have
listening,
I?
Louis.
I'll be in touch as soon as I have any more information.
Okay. What is this? Who would want to have something like that in the middle of their room? Like, that's a death pit if I've ever seen one. Is there anything in terms of items around here? I mean, I don't think I need it. Well, I've got one royal jelly left. I might do. What's this? Key with an occult water symbol. Okay. I mean, at this point I can probably get into any safe, but might as well take it. Can't take that. I mean, I've completely forgotten what they even do, but...
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Wait, let me get a pen and some paper. A, Z, Z and E. It's the first letter. Then we've got R, B, E, A. S, U, E, I. And N, E, L, S. What could open it? So it starts with A, C, Z or E. AR would be possible, AB would be possible, and AE would be possible. Okay. R, B. I think I'll skip this and, you know, you can figure it out for yourselves if you want. I'll come back to you when I've got it. Aris. Oops.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Nope, apparently not. Case. It's case, isn't it? It's definitely case. It's not? Why is it not case? Okay. Nope, not that either. It's Zeus. Ah, okay. I tried so many different gods and goddesses, but apparently it was Zeus. Great. Pretty much tried every combination there is, but sure. I was a bit angry, so I didn't even notice what we got. What did we get? Oh, I think we got some manuscripts. Did we get anything else? Before we got something that said Mortimer. Maybe I'm gonna have to look it up afterwards because I just didn't notice. Alright then. I know we got amber fragments. I saw those. Alright, let's go back to investigating Elizabeth's death. Said we should first go to her room, but not sure I remember where that is. Music's a bit loud. Wait a second. Put music. No, not up. Down to 60%. It's still loud. He said I can go anywhere. I apparently can't go into Johann's room. What else do we have around here? Johann, What about your room?
Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Totally not suspicious at all.
You ought to go back to your room, as Lord Mortimer asked you to.
And may I know why you yourself are not in your quarters?
For very sad reasons, sir, which only concern Lord Mortimer, the only person I'm accountable to.
Oh, well, look at you. The new right-hand man. I see. I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Let's see if you're really in there, shall we? Because I would like to continue talking to you. I just apparently used the wrong option. Yep, I can go in. I think it may even be smarter to go to Elizabeth's room first. But I'm already here, so...
A Byzant from the
screw it.
Byzantine Empire. A coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Books. Nice, more royal jelly is always needed.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a
Oh, you got
handwritten
that book.
text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Okay. I can't even search that. It's open.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Okay. Isn't that poisonous? I think I remember
A chest
something about
locked with a
that.
four-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Oh god, not again. I could just open it. You know what? I'm not gonna let you sit through this. I'm gonna try to do it myself, but I think I'm gonna skip it if I can't figure it out in the first like minute or so. So you got I-L-O-Z. We then got I, E, F, and P. We've got A, O, A, N, M, O. And we've got C, G, U, X. A word close to the owner's heart. I mean, Johann is German. Does it maybe have anything to do with that? Zinc. Zinc. Got it. Don't know why that's close to his heart, but that went a lot better than the thing before. Let's see what we got. Apparently again, nothing here. We got this one. Skill point in occultism. I think we got one of these. I mean, I don't know why we... Oh, no, makes sense, yeah. It was into the occult. Anything else in here?
The signs of the zodiac.
Almost didn't look up there. And I can't reach it anyway. I need to get more agility. Johann. Anything else in here first?
The alchemist is an old man.
Nothing else? Wait, is there something? No.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes!
I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now. Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Alright. Do I need the others?
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So what? Yes. I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
I think it's pretty clear
We
that
finished.
the relationship was over.
I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Alright, next room it is. Love to go to Elizabeth's room next. So we're gonna do just that. Doesn't look like much has changed. Okay. I'm tempted to say it was a suicide. Just had that thought.
Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's
Okay,
a
maybe
size
not.
like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Let's just examine everything.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars.
No one here heard it at night? Alright.
Scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control. Scarring, ugh. scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her, the symbol of the living God, written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor. Symbol of Masons? What's that doing here?
What is the symbol of the Masons?
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol. This pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle. I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death. The wounds are clean and look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs, the heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate. Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood, if the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
I am so not enjoying doing this.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose.
I don't need that.
What a strange smell. Her breath smells of alcohol and of laudanum. People use it to relieve pain. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body. Let's see. No trace of sexual assault or rape.
Alright, that's everything.
The blade is short and thin, well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
Alright. Don't think Peru has small and slender hands. That goes back to the suicide one. Like, I mean, Louis himself said that the other wounds technically wouldn't have killed her. It was only a stab to the heart. So it was technically only one thing that killed her. And it could have been the last thing that she did. A small slender hand grip would probably be fitting for Elizabeth's hand. And she would have gripped it very hard, for sure. So I think those make sense still. Let's continue for now. but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say this is suicide.
Knocked over a bottle of wine.
Though then again, like, as Louis said before, if there was a fight, then that's unlikely. Although she still could have killed herself afterwards. Maybe Jacques Peru came back to her, beat her up again, and afterwards she killed herself. I could still see that being the case.
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting.
Did you smell it last night? I don't think
I don't
you
know
did.
what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Okay. Blood splatter on the wall.
The blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that. Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
So we've got basically 3 prime suspects. We've got Jacques Peru, we've got George Washington, and we've got Elizabeth herself. I'll see if I can find anyone else that I think is suspicious, but for now, that's it. Let me go out of here.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil.
Alright.
Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
Unlikely if she was being held up against the wall, but possible. Then again, I don't think Peru or Washington are really into the occult. Although, I can't remember exactly, wasn't Washington a member of the order? But still, like, that suggests Johann may be part of it as well, as he was into the occult. Maybe everyone killed her. I'm joking, by the way.
A pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
Napoleon's?
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. Right. I shall have to find its owner. 30 November, 1791. My dear...
Okay, these are just the same letters that we found before.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out. It's medieval Latin. Well, enough to translate a bit. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
Okay. Nothing that we didn't know. I think that's almost everything. We've got this still.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
Still, how are these rooms so soundproof that no one... Since when have you been here? Didn't see him at all. Alright, we've read that before.
Has Sam finished with this room? Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir, we were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome,
Why are you
sir.
here then?
Has Sir finished with this room?
Yeah,
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Oh, so that's why he's here. Good. Makes sense.